Morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, I don't like doing it like that because there's some other dude that doesn't like that. I can't think of his name. Well, I wouldn't want to say tell anybody's name on here anyway, and I think this is shading me again. Who would have thought of all things with this goofy mic, it would be a shader? Like, because I'm by my one window and I hope my volume's up enough. Yeah, and this does work. Like the other day, I tested it, and I just barely went doo 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 doo, and you just that's no, you got to do more like a. Well, I don't want to do it right now. It's too early where I live. I don't want to annoy any neighbors unnecessarily. Well, we have had a lot of commotion here already. I am Otter, Streaming Freedom. Where I live, they've got people going up on the roof. I think they're checking for because we got a lot of rain last night, and they're just trying to make sure that everything's ship shape up there on top because that's what they got to do. When we just got a new roof last summer was yeah last summer we got a new roof. Well, anywho, I'm happy to be here today. Um, I don't know, like this is another day where I could ask myself if I wanted to, why I want to stream today of all days, why today, and I think it's just plain and simply because bring that down a little further because ah well I have another perspective. Yeah, I have a new shade of view. You can coin me on that. But I guess supposedly, and I haven't looked it up, it might be a name that someone has used, maybe and copyrighted. So I should look that up. Where's my phone? I'm sorry, I have to do this, and I'm never really that quick at it. But it would just be nice to know. A new shade of view. And actually, it's view, not you. Um, ah, they're talking. Some AI is talking. See, I think they lied to me. They didn't like it. I bet the people I was working with, publishers I was working with at the time, I don't think they liked it. I wanted to use that for a book I wrote, A New Shade of View. So I'm coining that. Now, if it isn't already taken, according to Google, it's not. So I did check, and I really like that. I mean, and that was a while, quite some time ago when I wanted to use that as a title for a book. But anyhow, so that didn't work. But in any case, I like the other name that I came up with anyway better ultimately. But today I have a new shade of you, and I coined that uh, phrase to be uh, in and on and upon and with my streaming freedom copyright. If nobody else has it, that is. And according to Google, nothing came up. So we'll see. I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't want to be stomping on anybody else's thing, But it would be so perfect, and I would have written that down even today for my title, or for my title of today's talk is was if I would have thought of it just a little bit sooner, but it just came to me. It just came to me. But my new shade of view with things, with when I tally everything up with you know politics. That's always huge. Well, faith is huge. Faith is huge, and well, faith is always first. I I often have to every once in a while shoot out a little apology because of how I tend to take my faith for granted because it's just so solid within me. And now I'm going to futz with these. I knew if I wore two, it was going to be something else because symmetry. But okay, so, you know, faith, I feel like everybody has some kind of faith or another. Even if it's, like, I hate to even say it out loud, but there are, there is the certain set of belief systems tied in and with mm, evil. It's just the way it is. They see things, or whoever initially, started out and I will say in many respects and aspects, for myself personally, I would say the cult would have been started out with, you know, by someone or some select group that decided at some point in time that, hey, you know what? This would be really cool if this was the way things were set up. You know, like, not to bash anyone, but, like, well, I don't like it. So I'm going to say, polygamy. So and I hate that that's even a term, but it is. It's, where you can just have as many wives as you want. But, I find that curious. I think to myself, well, I wonder if it works in any other cult, or I suppose that's something I would have to research, is if there are any types of cults or belief systems out there, practiced or otherwise, that where the woman can have as many husbands as she wants. That would be interesting to get a little. Not that I really care. I mean, everybody can do what they want. I don't care. I'm not the arbiter or judge or God of anyone's choices in life. If they want to have, no, um, however many wives or husbands or whatever the case may be, it's not, it's not about me. I'm just, I don't know. I mean, I have taken a peek at one of those uh, reality shows, reality shows where they have that kind of thing going on, and you know, there's 4, 5 wives, I don't know, and then they go inside, and then who knows how they set it all up to be in and with the production, the producing of it all, and who knows what's really what, how they're setting it up to be, what really goes on. I mean, they're gonna, the media, the TV channels, whatever, the airing stations are going to want it spruced up, I'm sure. Or they're gonna want it, they're gonna want it to sell big as much as possible because that's what they do. That's how they make their living, all, and they live off that. And well, anyway, now I got off on a rabbit trail. That was not part of the plan at all. I apologize, but it does tie in to fact that, in my shade of view on how, I was raised and how I see things from my worldview, and how I was in those certain respects and aspects acculturated in my life. Part of the story of my life has strands of that very much um, hardwired in, I guess, because ooh, I just can't even imagine, being having anybody's sloppy seconds with anything, you know, let alone a dude. Oh God, it's just disgusting to me. But like I said, each to their own. Everybody marches to the beat of their own drum. So that aside, that's just, I don't think, the only time I see religion as being a problem for the world, for every, for any people, where it is and becomes dangerous is when we have these, you know, believers in like these caliphates and different things and or um, strains of religious ideology, belief systems, and or however you want to say that, where they believe that the world belongs to them. I mean, can you believe? I just, that really, that really, you know what nerve. I can't even believe it. You know can we have a little humility in some of these religious outfits? Oh, and we're not supposed to just say a word about any of that, though, even though they're going around killing innocent people just because they're not of their same sect or denomination or whatever they call, they're, because these people, they really clan together. They're weighty clanners. They really clan together. I am not a clanner. I mean, I'm a family clanner. I like to clan with my family. Maybe a better term is the that tribal. Yeah. And I think, and I'm just going to say it, all of my family is in and by large, to the best of my knowledge, um, we're Northern Europeans. We're Northern Europeans. That's where our ancestors come from. Um, and I know the very right and around about area as well. So, and no, I'm not going to be ashamed of that. I'm not going to hide from that, as I'm not going to hide from any part of the story of my life, the truth. That is truth that is unrefutable. I've done some ancestry work, and it's, yeah, it is what it is. But so it's not that I have any desire or urge or anything to run around and be all like, oh hey, I'm this, that, or the other thing. I don't care, but I think it's cool to know some of your origins. I don't want to know too much. Oh my god, I just think I'm kind of afraid to know any too much more about, my family lineage, especially on the one side. Well, anyway, it is interesting. It is interesting. And other than that, that's all it is. But, and my faith, which comes from my ancestors, my tribe of people, it's peace. It's it's not trying to take over the world, or nor has it ever been taught that we are by any means, in any way, shape, or form, supreme beings because of our lineage. Um, yeah, it's just, so I don't know. I don't get that at all, and I do agree that I think that we shouldn't have to try to mix with those who think that they have the right through their violent belief systems to take over, to just come right on in, walk right on in, and take people out whenever they feel like it, and yo, you're in my way, and get out of my way, and then lie and tell the cops that it was the other person who started it, because the poor kid, they said, was using racial slurs and really getting down and dirty with them. And it's just, come on. Two fully grown adult males against one other adult male, and they're gonna they're gonna go with that lineup BS. Oh, that just infuriates me to no end. And these are the things now that our posterity has to contend with. If it doesn't get untwisted very quickly, it needs to get untwisted very quickly. Um, I think that the people that believe along those lines, and are entrenched in those systems of belief, were born and raised with all that, and they're foreign to in their they're in their own country anyway. Leave them there. What is it that you people do? Would you get off on that somehow? I mean, does that turn you on to mix people in with other people who just absolutely do not assimilate? And especially them, I feel more so, some of them with than others. Some of them more than others do not want to assimilate at all, and they're not going to. And they're banding together, and they're growing in some of these bands of you know uh, clanning. They're clanning, getting so big that it's to the point that it's just ridiculous. And okay, I could spend way too much time on that. You get my point. You got my point there on that one, I'm sure. Oh, I just, it's uncanny to me how, and the biggest leader of it all since I have been alive, since, in all of my years, decades of my life, has been Obama. Obama really pushed that pedal to the metal with all that SHIT. So, well, it's it's been it has been in reverse. Now, if we can just keep it going that way, and if we can just continue working on our economy and things, strengthening our borders, strengthening our ties and relationships with other countries, we want good allies. We want good allies. We don't want ones that are gonna, in the day when we need them, say, "Oh, sorry, we can't help." After how many times have they cried for help from us, and we've helped them. It's no wonder we're in so much debt because we're always, we have throughout the years now, um, the last 40 years, not counting these more current years, since Trump got in, of course, um, it has just gone so far downhill because it's just been too much one way, and actually both parties kind of converged, and the sludge, the deep state has just been, feeding off of both parties, and any other ones made up, you know, in their make believe lives and their stories. They make up all kinds of shit. It's just not even funny. And I heard a good one yesterday about we get the inside media that comes at us, and then there's the outside media that goes out from us onto the other countries and areas around the world, and they're so drastically different. What comes in at us and what goes out, it's just not even funny. So it's no wonder that people think that America is just and would be the most wonderful place to live on, God's green earth. Of course, it's the land of plenty, and it's just wonderful, and everybody's got it so good, and nah, 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 and it's just not true. Telling you people, it ain't that damn good here all the time. I mean, we put up with stuff too. We have to deal with plenty of stuff too, and we have had to all really pitch in together to get the the bulk of our ship starting to turn, our nation starting to turn into the right direction. We have had to do much, much hard work together, we the people. It hasn't been no cakewalk. And there's plenty out there that just, they totally ignore it all. They totally ignore it all. Ignore, 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 because then it's not there and you have no responsibilities. And now that is a trend, I have to say, in and with my new shade of view, that I have been, seeing, uh, coursing through time as far back as I can remember, where people, the system of things, I don't know how you want to call it, just the system of things, and how, well, you've got those that are willing to lift some of the weight and carry some of the weight as much as they possibly can. And I have been voting since I turned 18. And my stepdad got me voting immediately. When I turned 18, there was just no way around it. You're voting. And I haven't missed a year. It's just like I can't. I can't. I understand that I have that one thing. That is my one thing that I have as an American citizen. I have the right to vote. I'm supposed to have a lot of other rights, but really the only one I really feel honestly enough about to say is my the best of the best, the easiest, we'll say the simplest of my rights is just to vote. You know, get out there and vote. So I do. And not just because it's so simple. I mean, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, you know. I mean, but I have just been registered all the time. They just, you know, if I have any information that I have to change, I change it. I bring my ID, I bring everything, you know, a proof of who I am and the changes that were made in my specific situation. So, well, in any case, the bottom line is that the system of things and how they all became initiated into being, like the way the laws of the land and all that business started from a long time ago, before even people started coming over to the United States originally. And I don't foresee anything, at least not in the near future or in the here and now, where it's going to be any different for, well, I don't know. We'll see what AI ushers in. I shudder to think to a degree, but in some ways, I am amazed by it as well. And I like a good scientific thriller just as much as the next person. It's just that this is going to be one we're going to be living in. I mean, and it's been going on though. That's the other thing. Is it's already been going on. People acting like this is just such a big deal, and it's just going to make everything this way or that way, and yada yada yada. You know, it's already been going on all over different places. It's just that the average Joe and Joette, we just, you know, we don't have the money to even consider, you know, trying to obtain some of these products already that are already actively being sold to other people. And maybe in our country, there's different things behind all that or whatever, whatever. You know, I don't know, various regulations, various stipulations, various whatever, whatever. But you know, so but you know, you see it. You see a lot of it. I see a lot of robotic stuff in commercials. You know, those little robot vacuum cleaners that go all over the place. Oh, I'd love to have one of those. They're spendy if you want to really get a good one. I mean, I would want one that's just super quiet. It would have to be super quiet, but I'm sure they have them. I'm sure they have them where they're very, very quiet. And oh, my cat has a heck of a time with that too. You keep her out of my hair more because she's gotten a bit clingier over the, because I just got her. Well, it's been about 2 years ago now, close to, or it has, not quite, yeah, or it has been 2 years, whatever, give or take a month or two or whatever, but right in the ballpark of 2 years. And she's getting, and I just feel like in my true heart of hearts, like, this would be the time to rehome her because, well, she got rehomed with me, and I was not prepared for that really. I really didn't know. I really didn't have a lot of time to think about it. Right. And then I thought, well, it'd be better to have a dog. Or I get another. I've had cats all my life, and I'm just over the litter pan and all that business and whatnot. But dogs come with a whole lot of other responsibilities. But that's the thing I wanted to talk about. The biggest thing I wanted to talk about today is responsibility. A lot of people just want to check out in a way. They want to check out. They want to just like do whatever they want to do at whatever point in time of the day, whenever they want to do it, and so on and so forth. And I mean, and that's up to them. Everyone has their own their own storyline, their own life. That's theirs. That's their book. And they're right. I mean, the First Amendment right, of course, and many of the others as well, too. There's just, we're supposed to have so many rights, and yet it seems like certain, they sure don't, though the big wigs don't want us to have them. Not all of them, maybe, but quite a few. They see it as maybe some sort of threat because, oh my God, we can't let them think for themselves. We can't let them reason. We can't let them have a say in what we want to do. We're the ones with all the money. We're the ones with all the military stuff and whatnot, and all of the great big plans and ideas for what we want to do, and have accomplished in so many years, and yada, yada, yada. Well, so what? Tough tootie, I mean, I just am so grateful that I have been given the gift of to continue my life on to the extent and degree that I have been enabled to, to get to see my now I have two granddaughters in track together. That is really amazing. I'm so proud of them. Oh my gosh, can't even say how that feels. And my oldest granddaughter, she graduated from college. She did the whole thing, lock, stock, and barrel. And I'm so proud of her too. And grandson, he's rocking it out as well. Um, Graduated from high school, is just considering his options and what he's really would love to either further on with any schooling or just do more home based kind of. Nowadays you can really come up with a lot of different things just if you have enough IT stuff in your brain, which my generation, we just kind of fell off the cliff with all that. I mean, we were on the cusp. We were just on the cusp, and then we went on, and then now, all these years later, kids have been taught a lot more about all of that in school, and I'm sure at home, and I'm sure they learn the most of it. A lot of times, they learn from just piddling around on the computer and taking what they have learned and trying different things. It's like experimenting. That's how you come up with doing. There's a lot of programmers, gaming programmers, different types of, or if they want to get into music. Oh my gosh, you just can do anything now out of the comforts of your own home. But of course, it takes dedication and all that. The want to has to be big enough if they want to. And I guess now it's 33 minutes. That was kind of my biggest thing to say today is just that. So I just want to let go of it all. I want to let go of, you know, I'm not immersed anymore into the political realm of things. I'm going to vote. That's it. I'm not going to sit and preach no more about anything. This is pretty much my final say on things and how I feel about everything. And yeah, just move on from here and continue, hopefully adding beautiful pages to the book, my book, the story of my life. and let everyone do what they're going to do for their own selves. Um, and make it as good of a day as possible, even though it's raining and it's cloudy. But we'll be dang, I need to get groceries. So with that, I'll wrap it up. Peace, love, joy, and tons of righteous fun. I hope today for you all. And I love my babies. Mwah, to them all. And I hope you all just have a really great last day of the weekend. It is. So bye for now.